Chapter 1. Early on a Sunday, after first Mass in Cloniger, my father, instead of taking me home, drives deep into Wexford towards the coast where my mother's people came from. It is a hot day, bright, with patches of shade and greenish. Sudden night along the road. We passed through the village of Shillelagh, where my father lost our red shorthorn in a game of 45, and on past the mart in Carnew, where the man who won the heifer sold her shortly afterwards. My father throws his head on the passenger seat, winds down the window, and smokes. I shake the plaits out of my hair and lie flat on the back seat, looking up through the rear window. In places there are bare blue sky. In places the blue is chalked over with clouds. But mostly it is a heady mixture of sky and trees, scratched over by ESP wires, across which every now and then small brownish flocks of vanishing birds race. I wonder what it will be like. This place belonging to the Kinsellas. I see a tall woman standing over me, making me drink milk still hot from the cow. I see another, less likely version of her in an apron, pouring pancake batter onto a frying pan, asking, would I like another? The way my mother sometimes does when she's in good humor. The man will be no taller than her. He will take me to town on the tractor and buy me red lemonade and crisps. Or he will make me clean out sheds and pick stones and pull ragweeds and dogs out of the fields. I see him taking what I hope will be a 50-pence piece from his pocket, but it turns out to be a handkerchief. I wonder if they live in an old farmhouse or a new bungalow, whether they will have an outhouse or an indoor bathroom with a toilet and running water. I picture myself lying in a dark bedroom with other girls, saying things we won't repeat when morning comes. On 80, it seems passes before the car slows and turns into a tall, narrow lane. Then I thrill as the wheels slam over the metal bars of a cattle grid. On either side, the hedges are trimmed square. At the end of the lane, there's a long white house with trees whose limbs are trailing the ground. Da, I say. The trees.
What about them?
They are sick, I say.
They are weeping willows,
He says, and clears his throat. In the yard, tall, shiny pans reflect our coming. I see myself looking out from the back seat, wild as a gypsy child, with my hair all loose but my father. At the wheel, looks just like my father. A big, loose hound whose coat is littered with the shadows of the trees. Lets out a few rough, half-hearted barks, then sits on the step and looks back at the doorway where the man has come out to stand. He has a square body like the man my sisters sometimes draw, but his eyebrows are white to match his hair. He looks nothing like my mother's people, who are all tall with long arms. And I wonder if we have not come to the wrong house.
Down,
The man says, and tightens himself.
what way are you?
Run, that says. They stand, looking out over the yard for a moment, and then they are talking rain. How little rain there is. How the fields need rain. How the priest in Kilmacreek prayed for rain that very morning. How a summer like it has never before been known. There is a pause during which my father speaks, and then their conversation turns to the price of cattle. The EEC, Butter Mountains, the cost of lime and sheep dip. It is something I am used to. This way, men have of not talking. They like the Keegan divot out of the grass, with a boot heel. I slap the roof for our car before it takes off, to speed, to sit with their legs wide apart, as though they do not care. When Mrs. Kinsella comes out, she pays no heed to the man. She is even taller than my mother, with the same black hair, but hers is cut tight, like a helmet. She is wearing a printed blouse and brown, flared trousers. The car door is opened, and I am taken out and kissed. My face being kissed turns hard against hers. The last time I saw you, you were in pram, she says, and stands back, expecting an answer. The pram's broken. What happened at all? My mother used it for a wheelbarrow, and the wheel fell off. She laughs and licks her thumb and wipes something off my face. I can feel her thumb, softer than my mother's, wiping whatever it is away. When she looks at my clothes, I see my thin cotton dress, my dusty sandals, through her eyes. There's a moment when neither one of us knows what to say. A queer, ripe breeze is crossing the yard.